Right, we start on page 34 again, repeating phatic communication, because you know it is one point that you will get or will lose, because they will ask it. What is phatic communication? The small talk thing where we go and we say what? Hello, how are you? Fine, thank you. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Or maybe talk about the weather. Then it's not. Okay. Phatic communication. It is small talk. Then we go to page 35, number 8, listening skills. They gave us a nice way to remember everything that you have to know about listening skills. And it's called a mnemonic. It's spelled like this, M-N-E-M-O-N-I-C. Mnemonic. You don't have to know that word. It's a nice thing that we can use to learn a lot of things. We make a list and we take the first letter of every word and we make a sentence that is a joke or it sounds really funny, but then we will remember it. Or as they did in this instance on page 36, they used the word listen. And you can write it below, and with I there's 4 things. S-T-E-N. So the L will stand for look. Look at the speaker. To be a better listener, you must do these things. So, look at the speaker. So that you will see that you are interested in what he is saying. Number 1, on the I, identify as soon as possible what that person is trying to tell you. What is he trying to achieve with what he's saying? Maybe it's an advertisement, he wants to sell you something. Maybe it's a political speech, he wants to change your view of things. You must also see things the way he sees it. So he's trying to persuade you of something. Okay, later we will do it again, come back to that thing again. The next I, ignore. Ignore distractions. So maybe you feel your phone goes buzz here in your pocket. You don't even touch your pocket. You ignore your phone because now you are listening to this person. Or maybe someone else is trying to come and talk with you. You just go, I'm listening to that guy. Inquire. Ask questions. If you don't understand, ask questions. That's also tell the person that you are really listening to him and maybe you want to know a little more. Then interrupt. Do you interrupt that person? Never. You don't interrupt him. If he's talking, wait until he's done before you start speaking. Right. S, summarize. Summarize what the person is saying to you. Maybe he's talking a lot. He's also giving you a lot of unnecessary information. Say, for instance, the guy says, it comes to you, the coach, and he says, can you please put away the sports equipment after the practice session this afternoon? Put it away in the storeroom, and here is the key. But now he will start talking about how he had a problem to get the key, and then he had a flat tire, and then he was calling that guy, but he couldn't, and all the lot of other unnecessary things. Sometimes we kind of babble along because we think it's important. I had such a struggle today, I'm telling you this. But actually, what you must hear is, put away the sports equipment after the practice session in the storeroom, and here is the key. So you are kind of making a summary between all the lots of things that he's talking about. Take out the most important things. Then the T will be standing for take notes. If it's more than 2 things, or it's numbers or something, or a funny word, you must write it down or else you'll forget it. So what I do is I take out my phone and then I say, let me make a note. so that the person will not think I'm not listening now, I'm somewhere WhatsApping someone else or reading my WhatsApps or doing anything else. And so I just tell him, I'll make a note and I take out my phone. And what I do is personally, I WhatsApp it to myself. I pinned my WhatsApp to the top, so I will always be on top. I'm the first, so I click there and I start typing. And I WhatsApp it for myself. And then I made a note. We will not always have a pen and paper with us, but you mostly have your phone, so you can do that as well. Or take out the pen and paper if you have. Whatever is easiest. E, encourage the speaker. As we said in that, sorry, Mr. Constance. Ek neem 'n les op, so ek wil eintlik nie te veel tussenin praat. Encourage the speaker, make filler sounds. Make use of the filler sounds we had in that previous lesson about things that you can hear, you know it. And it's, you know, when a guy is speaking, you just go, yeah, wow, whatever. He's encouraged, and he knows that you are listening actively and you are interested, and he will tell you more. Encourage, and then the last one is neutralize your feelings. Maybe you don't like the person, or maybe you don't feel the same about the things he's talking about. But leave it now, listen to that person, and later you can talk or something. Then we have 3 types of listening, and they will ask, so what will be the question about this thing? How to improve your listening skills. Then you use this mnemonic, this word listen, and with I there's 4 things. So the next thing, we can also make a little jokey sentence about ACA. Someone was in that class already. I hope you can get me something else, but seems like if that one is working, it's working. Any little sentence that starts with A, C, and A, and remember to put it under the correct question. The question will be types of listening. So how can you listen? In 3 ways. You can listen attentively. Just giving your attention to the person. The second one can be listening critically. And the third one, the second A will be appreciatively. Okay. Attentive listening. First one, you listen for information. Let's go back to that example of the one telling you, please put away the sports equipment after the practice session this afternoon. So he's telling you a lot of things, but you listen attentively for what do you want me to do. And then you just make a note, mental note of that thing, and disregard the rest. The C, critical or analytical listening. To be critical of something is do you think it is good or not? That kind of thing. First decide what this person wants to tell me. Again, as we had there in identify there, as the first previous thing. Also, first, now you identify what does he want to tell me. Let's go for, maybe it's an advertisement. Or you are talking to someone in a shop and you want to have information about a vacuum cleaner. But remember, he has to sell that thing, so that's the thing that you will really say, this is the best one. So now already you know, I must listen in such a way that I understand this person wants to sell me this vacuum cleaner. Maybe it is not the best one in the world, but he will say that, because that is his work, he works there, his job. So you decide, okay, this is the aim of what is when he speaks to me, he wants to sell that thing to me. Is he doing it in a good way? Do you think he will succeed? And so on. Is it achieving its purpose, the way he's speaking? And then we don't simply accept everything that the person says, because maybe you know there are better vacuum cleaners. You already did your homework at another shop. You are just here also asking about this. Now you are critical. You know, you can't just accept what he says. Now this is the best one in the world. Because you already know other things. Then, for advertisements is like that, advertising, and the other thing that is like that is political speeches. When a person wants to persuade you of something, and you must think, maybe there's something good. You'll see that later. But in critical, we must decide, is it good, is it right or wrong what he says, and am I going to follow him or listen him? In school, you were learning about facts and opinions. What is a fact? What's the difference again? I know they teach it in school already. A fact is, it's proven, scientifically. And I can do the same test tomorrow and it will still give the same result, because it is how science works. 2 plus 2 tomorrow it will still be 4. And if you throw water maybe on a hill, it will run downwards. It will not run up you, because it's a science. That's the way science works. So those are facts. Opinions? Can't hear, you must talk loud. That's how a person feels about something. Maybe he can say, blue is beautiful, green is, I don't like green. But it's not science. The next person can like green and not like blue, or anything. So, opinions are not science. It's just how people feel about the thing. So, a fact, the other word we can use for this is, it is objective. And this one is subjective. Because it is just how a person feels. And if you look at it in that way, you can also appreciate, is it good what this person is telling me? Or if he says this is the best vacuum cleaner in the world, maybe I know this one is 1,000 watt, the other one is 3,000 watt, it will suck better, it will clean my house faster, I want that stronger one. So those are facts. I can go for that. In Module 7, when we go talk later about propaganda and advertisements, we'll talk much more about this later. Okay, number 3, appreciative. How do I appreciate? I must appreciate some things that this person is saying. Maybe I'm not, I don't feel the same way, but I listen, and I can still learn some things from him. Yeah, that is okay. Maybe I can even make my life better by learning that from him. So, but the rest, maybe I don't feel the same. So appreciative listening is the skill of listening and making sure we understand the message before we react, before we answer. This happens when we allow ourselves to become engaged positively in the listening process, which means we must really listen properly, understand what it is about. As we listen, we ask ourselves, what is good in this? What can I connect to? How can I grow from this? The speaker then will feel your sympathy or your empathy. He will feel that you are with him. And establish rapport. That is a new word. And it is also a French word. But it is in our languages and it is in English also. Which means we click. Kind of feel we click about this thing. Yeah. Even if there's a lot of differences between us. But about this thing we feel the same. So we establish rapport. We understand each other about this. And then we build trust in such a way. Okay, then we are done with ACA. Do you have a good thing to remember that thing? Well, now you already have that one that I said in another class. Huh? Give me a mnemonic to remember ACA. Types of listening. Wow. Okay, if you will remember that one. 8.3, the importance of listening. These are kind of the same things we had in the first lesson about the importance of communication, good communication. The same things here, again, the importance of listening. It helps us to get knowledge. If you don't listen, you will not learn anything, of course. Number 2, it helps to improve interpersonal relationships. Number 3, it prevents misunderstandings. If you don't listen to your boyfriend, you will have misunderstandings and conflict. Listen. It improves efficiency as problems can be identified and dealt with in good time. So if you are listening to what the people are talking in the workplace, you start quickly, very early, when a problem is maybe starting to develop, you already know about it. And maybe we can start doing something before that problem becomes a big problem. And then the last one, it makes for good public relations, and client service is good, resulting in the business making money, goodwill, and increased business. Okay. Now we are done with this. We are done with chapter 1 now.